Hello everybody, my name is Chris and today I'm gonna make my world famous, not so famous meatballs and a pasta. Tomorrow we have a lovely Christmas lunch with the friends. So today we're gonna make a meatballs. We're gonna use the pork and beef, okay? And we're gonna make a beautiful sauce. We're gonna use the beautiful canned tomato because I left my sauce back in Australia. We're gonna use a nice fresh and not so fresh breadcrumbs. You know, we have the pasta, we got the fettuccine, and maybe some fake breadcrumbs here, and it's gonna be absolutely delicious. So stay tuned. I'm back, everybody. All right, the first step, I'm gonna stop speaking like an Italian now because I'm Australian and Italian and New Zealand. I don't know what I am. Anyway, the first thing I need to do is do my food prep. So because I can't hold my phone and do all that at the same time, I'm gonna cut everything up and then show you what we got. It's gonna be great. Delicious. Oh, how stupid of me. Before I forget, the very first thing you need to do is wash your hands. Alright, wash them good. You're going to be touching food. It's really important that you stay safe, the people you're going to feed stay safe, and we're all good, okay? Wash your hands before you cook, before you cut, and if you're dealing with meat, wash them again. Back again. Alright, we've just done a lot of food prep. It's been a while. You can see we've got a few things going on here, so let me explain. The meatballs we're going to use, normally I like a 50-50 mix of pork mince and beef mince. The pork gives you a bit of fat. Beef, it gives you a bit of beef, a bit of cow. Sorry, vegans, vegetarians, my bad. So the meatballs, we're going to use the meat, eggs, Parmesan cheese, breadcrumbs, chopped up basil. Some people use parsley as well. I don't have any. Garlic, and we're going to mix it all together with some salt and pepper and oregano, and then we're going to make the sauce after that. But first I'm going to prep the meatballs because then I can get everything else done. Okay, so what we've done, normally I use about 500 grams and 500 grams, but they only had 300, so that's okay. These are small eggs, so we're using 3. You can use 2, whatever you feel like. So what we're going to do now is just add our ingredients. Now I don't measure any of this, I just hopefully don't spill too much in here. There we go. Some breadcrumbs. Oh, geez. Okay, ease up, Chris. Got some breadcrumbs. We're going to put some Parmesan in there. It's really hard to do this with a camera in your hand. I should get like a tripod or something. There we go. Nice bit of Parmesan. A little bit more because it's good. We're going to dump in our garlic and other stuff, which I'll do later because I can't hold that camera. Drop in our eggs. Beautiful. The eggs are just going to bind it all together. And I'll just put this and a bit of this in there as well. If you don't like garlic, don't put it in there. No problem. All right, as you can see, salt, pepper, oregano. I just put it in my hand about yay much and then just put it in there. You can always add more. You can eat it raw. It's okay. But I'm in China, so I'm not going to. Because who knows where this pig has been? Plus, there's pollution everywhere. Not all the time, though. China's pretty good. Hopefully no one's watching this. And of course, the best part, mixing it. You got to do it by hand. You got to get in there and mix it all together. I'll do the rest off camera, but you get the idea. We're going to make a bit of a mess here. Make sure you wash your hands before and after you do this. It's kind of fun. Is this like ASMR right here? Listen. Grats. There you go. All mixed together. I've probably put one too many eggs in there. It's a bit wet, so I'm just going to add some more breadcrumbs, and if I had more meat, I'd put more meat in it. But that's cooking, you know, no measuring here. We just put it in there and hope that it works, or we test it sometimes. But still, experimenting is the best way to learn. That's how I learned how to make this. This is only my 3rd time making this thing. Hence, it's not quite world famous. I also need to give a big shout out to my mum, who gave me most of my sauce recipe, and my Nonna. She obviously inspired this. She makes the best meatballs and pasta sauce. I cannot get close to this, but I'm going to try. Right, meatballs are ready. I'm going to put them in the fridge, let them firm up a little bit, dry out a little bit, so that then they'll be easy to form later, because there's nothing worse than a soggy meatball. Nothing worse. They're just going to fall apart. You know, I'm cooking them in the sauce. I can't have meatballs falling apart in the sauce. Not yet. Alright, time to make the sauce. We've got olive oil. We've got, a little bit hot, that's okay. Ooh, we've got some virgin olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, whatever you want to use. We've got diced up bell peppers and some diced up onion. You don't have to do this, you can do whatever you want. I like it for the texture. So what we're going to do is just leave these in here to brown up, soften up a little bit, get a bit of caramelization, bit of texture.
and then we'll add these two a bit later because this will burn otherwise. You know, got to get this done first, and then once we've done that, we'll blitz this up. That's just some peeled tomatoes, and then we'll start making our sauce. Got to brown this off before we put it in. It's going to cook in the sauce for probably this many hours, and that way it's going to be nice and tender. And we'll also put the meatballs in too. It's going to be delicious. Oh, so unprofessional. So there's one bell pepper in there, or capsicum as you call it in Australia. We've got one relatively big onion, and we've got 4 little chilies, a little bit bigger than this guy. This is the little brother. And then we've got 3 cloves of garlic, most of which went into our meatball mix, but also there's a bit more. I actually, unprepared, I didn't go and buy more garlic. I'd like to put a bit more in. I like garlic. I think it tastes good. It's going to be a big sauce. This sauce will feed probably between 1 and 8 people, maybe 9. Depends who you are. For me, maybe 5 meals, 6 meals. I don't know. Anyway, we'll come back to you with some more live action. Coming to you here live from Chris's kitchen, Beijing, Hutong style. We've put in the garlic and the other stuff. What's that other stuff? Chili. Now, I'm just going to put some of this in. It's just a tomato concentrate or tomato paste. I like to put about yay much in there. It's a big sauce. It just gives it that extra bit of richness. Now, some might say I'm cheating, but I'm not a chef, so I don't care. I like it. Sorry, chefs. Progress report. You can see there's some caramelization. The oil's going through. That tomato paste is looking good. Ooh, we're fogging up. So now it's time to chill out with that. We're gonna get this pan nice and hot and start browning our meat. Now you might look at me and go, Chris, you've fed enough as it is. Now don't worry, I'm experimenting. I've used these before, the pork ribs, but we're gonna go with some pork belly as well. The fat's gonna render into the sauce. It's just gonna add that flavor. I wouldn't recommend eating all this. I might do something else. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but maybe one each for each of my guests. But we're just going to brown this off. I might even chuck some of this in there just to add a bit of flavour. Once there's a bit of a glaze on the meat, we're going to and some scraps on the pan. We're going to just get the red wine and pour it in there and deglaze that pan. It's going to go in here. Good flavour. More red wine in the sauce. Delicious. I mentioned before, it's all about experimentation, and as you can see, there's way too much fat in this pan. So what we're going to do, we're not going to use all of these. We're just going to use, yes, that one looks good. I'm going to put that one in as well. I didn't cook it at a high heat because that's my air purifier over there, and there's my fire alarm, and I can guarantee with this shitty range hood that it'll go off. So we're not going to use all of these. It's just too much fat. So I'm just going to use a couple, maybe 3. We'll use 3. I'll put the others away for next Christmas. All right, and we're just going to continue. I'm going to take some of the fat out of this pan. We're going to fry these bad boys up, put them in the sauce, and keep going. We've also pureed in this little thing the tomato, and then I'm going to add all my spices. It's going to be fantastic. See what I mean? It's bloody World War III in here. It's crazy. By the way, Merry Christmas from my Christmas Hutong here in Beijing. Holy shit. So remember, we're not trying to cook this. We're just browning the outside, getting that, see this caramelization? I can't remember what the name is. Alex, the French chef, he knows. We're just trying to brown it off just to give it that extra flavour, then we'll chuck it in the sauce. It's going to cook very slowly in there, probably for about 3 hours, this many. And yeah, we're going to get a really nice tender meat that's going to fall off the bone. We can start the fire. Oh yeah, that's going to set off my smoke alarm, but oh, that's hot. Just it's going to burn off the alcohol and get a nice bit of deglaze the pan, get all the good bits off the bottom, and then we're going to chuck it in the sauce. Clean pan in the sauce, so I'm going to add just a little bit more. This is don't worry, I don't really care what wine I use. This one's from my old job. Oh, there you go. That's going to add some flavour. We've got a Shiraz here. It's actually made in South Australia. How good. Oh, sauce on the finger, no problem. And if all else fails, you get a sip after. Ooh. Oh, back again. Seasoning time. Salt. Looks like a lot, but it's a big sauce. Pepper. There you go. That's probably a lot. That's okay. Oregano. Might need to put some more in there. We've got not much left, but that's okay. Just put it in there with a big sauce. Very good. A bit more just for good luck. And then I'm going to need my basil. So I need to wash this and then Put about 4 or 5 basil leaves in there for some extra flavour. What a mess. This is the only problem with this meal and a small kitchen is it makes a lot of mess, but the reward is there. Alright. Now, as I said before, they're a little wet, so I'm actually going to pan fry them first and then put them in the sauce so they don't fall apart. But look at this beautiful boy. You can make them as big or small as you want. As you can see, I've got that many and I'm going to make something out of that for myself because I'm hungry. I cannot wait for this. And the sauce has started to boil. You want it to simmer just like this, maybe a little bit more, alright, and then stir every 5 to 10 minutes just to keep the bottom from burning. I've got a good sized pan here with a lot of sauce. I might even put some more in there because it's gonna be big. If you could smell that right now, my gosh. It's like Italy mixed through an Australian hand in Beijing. Amazing. Now, I should have put them in a little bit later. You want a nice hot pan for this because you don't want them to boil. You want them to get that, again, that nice crust. So you want it pretty warm. I'm just being careful because this thing does nothing, even though it looks like... Look at this space tube going out my window. Like, I did this. That's on me. But what the hell? What the hell? Unfortunately, no longer do I have meatballs. I've got meat oblongs or something, but that's okay. We are full. I mean, there is a lot of food in here. Obviously, there's going to be some leftovers. Good for me. Now we're just going to let that come back up to a simmer, put the lid on, let it cook nice and slow. I leave the lid on for the first couple hours, let everything cook through, and then I take it off to let some of that water evaporate. That way it increases the flavour and gives you something really delicious, but very excited. Again, you don't have to pre-do the meatballs. You can do it. You can do it this way. You can put them in the oven. I don't have an oven. I've got a microwave, but you can just put them in the sauce. But mine were a little bit soft, and I didn't want them to break up, so I gave them a little bit of a cook. You can see not all of it, but we're not trying to cook it. We're just trying to get that crust, add a bit of extra flavour. Bravo. Sauce is going now for the fun part, dishes. And since I had to video this and use up way more dishes than normal, I have a lot to go, so I'll get back to you with some more live action. Not dishes, but eating. It'd be un-Australian of me to do all this work without rewarding myself, so cheers, Beijing. I hate this job. There you go, every 10 minutes. Stir the stuff up from the bottom, mix it around, it's starting to look so good. So it's been cooking for about 35, 40 minutes now. It's gonna be for lunch tomorrow, so it's now past midnight. Let it simmer while I do these dishes and then off to bed. Back with another live update. The boil got a little bit hot. It's on a direct flame. Unfortunately, these only have a certain flammability. Flame on. There we go. Only goes to there. It's too hot. So what I've done, some Australian magic here. We've put a pan underneath, so we're getting radiant heat from this pan through this one. It should slow down the boil a little bit, so it's not cooking so fast. Good morning, everybody. Just an update on the sauce. Look at that. You can see there's a bit of a shimmer on the top. That's just pork fat, but that's okay. That's flavour right there. That's flavour shimmer. Just getting ready for the Christmas lunch. Got a few friends coming over. Happy days. Ready for lunch. Christmas time in Beijing. Of course, I'll be in New Zealand for actual Christmas, but yeah, bringing some Christmas spirit to China. Utilising the old Netflix fireplace. Happy days. Back live, folks. Santa Claus. It's time to eat. We've got the family around. We've got Eduardo, Little Lou, Xenia, and Tomislav, the Croatian nose. Look at this. Look at this profile. Wait.
Yeah, you missed one here.
It looks like this. It looks like he doesn't.
Cannot speak.
Here we go.
Like
Use
this.
some pasta without no.
Yeah.
So this is the verdict, people.
Otherwise, you will wait. Yeah,
You can
I,
see.
I have really
I
friends
think
who
they
don't-
like
I
the
said,
food, and as you can see now,
Don't do that. Be loud. He will get used to this. He's Mhm.
we're having Tim Tams for dessert.
And he always like. Yeah.
All the Tim Tams that you can see, they're good. You like that one?
No.
And the baby, he's gone.